everybody, it's Kathy at Northstar Prepsteader. Well, I've had a request from a viewer, maybe more than one, to do some more Instant Pot recipes. And today I am doing one. It is an Instant Pot Thai chicken stew. It is paleo and it's from Danielle Walker from her blog againstallgrain.com. So she's got probably 800 recipes online. So if you guys are in need of some good recipes, they're not all Instant Pot, but if you need some good recipes and some links to all her cookbooks, go check her out because she's fantastic. She has such a gift for pulling food together. Anyway, this is a recipe from her blog. She also has one that is formulated for cooking in your crock pot and on the stove and doing a little bit slower. So anyway, here's the Instant Pot one and it is so good. Here is her recipe and I will include the link below for this. So these are the ingredients and the instructions. So it's really not bad at all. So because coconut milk is always separated in here, what I like to do is open this up, put it in a bowl and mix it really well first before using it. The other kind of unusual things you need is some Thai red curry paste and coconut aminos. Coconut aminos are in place of soy sauce and they're just coconut based. They're organic, gluten-free, non-GMO, vegan, no MSG in here, and it's no soy. There, it's nicely mixed up and blended up. You can see how thick coconut milk is. I have no idea what the substitute would be if you're using regular cow's milk. I imagine probably just the heavy cream that you'd skim off the top. Okay, it calls for 1 medium onion, but these are a little bit smaller. They're from my garden, so I've got my garden onions here in February, and they're still fresh. Alright, I've got the onions all chopped up. Alright, I've got my 6-quart Instant Pot here, and just the bowl, no rack inside. I did spray the inside with some nonstick spray just for easier cleanup. And now I'm going to add 3 pounds of chicken thighs. The thighs just work a little better for this because it stays a little moister. I did trim off some of the fat, but we can still leave some of it on there. So 3 pounds of thighs. I did wash my hands in between here, so, and now 1 medium onion, all chopped up, 2 cloves of garlic. It calls for 1 full fat can of coconut milk, and this is the one that I already have pre-mixed, so just dump it in. It's one of the beautiful things about Instant Pots. When you're cooking something, you can just dump everything in and then it cooks together. This calls for 1/3 cup of tomato paste, so I'm going to measure out 1/3 cup. I've got 1/3 cup in here of tomato paste. Then 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos. It also calls for 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, but I don't have that right now. I've never used it in here, and frankly, I've never missed it, but it's something you could certainly add. Okay, now I need 2 teaspoons of lime juice. Right. There's 1 and 2. For those of you who do Instant Pots all the time, and you know that there has to be at least a cup of liquid in here, our liquid is actually going to be the coconut milk and then all of these other little liquids together. And then I put in 1 full jar of this Thai red curry paste. Then we need 2 teaspoons of, it says sea salt, but Himalayan pink salt will work just fine too. Just not iodized table salt. And I need 3/4 of a teaspoon of ginger. That looks about 3/4. I'm going to try to mix these up a little bit. If you really want to, you could also take the tomato paste and the curry paste and mix it in the milk beforehand, but this ends up blending just fine. And so I'm just going to kind of blend these all together and then turn it so that we coat all the chicken. So it's really just kind of giving it a toss here. You can use chicken breasts. The thighs just stay a little bit moister when you're doing the pressure cooking. So okay, everything's well coated and mixed in here, and we are ready to go. Alright, so you put your lid on, turn it to lock it. This direction is to release it into steam, and then this one is to lock. Also, if you haven't used one of these before, these are fantastic. Because I don't have a lot of counter space and my cupboards are right here. So when it vents, all the steam goes all over my cupboards, which is hard on the wood. So this will end up staying locked. When I go to release it and to vent it, I just turn it this way and the steam all pours out this way. There are many different ones. I've seen ones that are like little dragons and stuff like that, so they're kind of cute. Alright, so I'm going to plug it in. There are two ways I can do it. I either can hit the meat stew button or do it manually for 15 minutes. Alright, so we're set at 15 minutes and it's all locked, ready to go, and it will, see, on. So it's got to heat up, come to pressure, and then it'll go 15 minutes and we'll come back. While the Instant Pot is cooking, I am going over to the stove and I'm going to get my rice together. Alright, since I am basically paleo and grain-free, my rice ends up being riced cauliflower. This one is from Trader Joe's. You can get all kinds of things. Locally here in Minnesota, Green Giant is a really good brand. This was just a gift to me, so this is what I'm using it for. I'm also using avocado oil instead of olive oil just because it's a very lighter flavor, more neutral. I wouldn't want the olive oil to overpower the flavors of this Thai stew. Now certainly if you have your own cauliflower from your garden, which I'm in the middle of Minnesota in the winter, I don't, but you can actually take the cauliflower florets and put them in a food processor and you basically get the same thing. It'll rice them up. Now this looks like a very full container, but these cook down. There's some ice chunks in here and everything. Once it reduces a little bit and gets a little moister, then I'm going to start adding the seasonings. So right now, just going to start heating it up and we'll be back. So you can see how it's already reducing down. I could have used a little bit bigger pan, but this should be fine. I basically want to not only cook the cauliflower, because this is raw cauliflower, but I want to saute it too. So I'm going to add just a little more oil to it. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, a wee bit of pepper, some garlic powder, since I love garlic. Also going to add some parsley, and some chives. Now I'm not normally a fan of cauliflower, but this I can do. So, and I'm getting the veggies and I can have kind of a rice with my meal. So this is a good alternative for me. So you can see how that's really reducing down. So I'm going to keep it covered so it can cook a little bit. The Instant Pot already kicked in, so we've got 14 minutes left of cooking time on that. I'll turn this down to low. It's important to stir this frequently because the cauliflower can burn easily. I've got a little bit of a spot here that's starting to try to char up a little, and burnt cauliflower is nasty, so you don't want to do that. Alright, it's looking good. Alright, the cauli rice is done. and I'm just going to turn the heat off and let it sit. We've got 3 minutes left on the Instant Pot, and there's one more step yet on the Instant Pot, but anyway, this is completely ready. It looks just like fried rice. Doesn't taste like it, I know, but it's a good alternative. Let that steam out just a little. Okay, this is all done and ready, and now I'm going to turn this to release the steam. I had the camera a little too close. Anyway, that is called a quick release when you want to release the pressure. A natural release is when you just turn everything off and let it cool down and decompress on its own. I'm now going to add some frozen vegetables to this to complete the dinner. Okay, it's done releasing. The little release valve there has gone down, so the pressure has stabilized inside. Now I can open it up. Woo. Look at all that goodness in there. Alright, so you can see it's a little bit liquidy in here, but that's totally fine at this point. These chicken thighs we actually want to chop up so that they are bite-sized pieces. You can see this chicken is just falling apart here. So I'm just going to do just a quick, easy chop here with my knife, and we'll do that to all the chicken. Alright, there's my chicken all cut up, and I have some frozen veggies to put in there. But I want to show you something, that it is pretty liquidy. Now, if you like that for a stew, that's totally fine. If you don't, I'm going to show you a little trick. So to thicken it a little bit, I have a little bit of water here, not cold, just room temperature. And I'm going to add some arrowroot powder. I've got about 2 tablespoons, and then just going to stir it up. Arrowroot powder acts like cornstarch. So if you can't do corn, know that this is something that you can do. Alright, that's well mixed in there and blended. Alright, just going to pour the arrowroot powder mixture in there. Stir that around a little bit. Ooh, it's already getting thicker. Alright, I added back in the chicken and put the frozen veggies in here, and we're going to cook this for 2 more minutes. So close the release valve, and there we go. Look at all this goodness. Oh my, it smells so great. All right, time to serve this up over the cauliflower rice. Thank you for having lunch with me, and you guys let me know below in the comments if you try this, if you've ever made this, if you follow Danielle Walker or not. I will leave the link below for this recipe as well as for her blog. Thank you for coming. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do that. Like this video, comment, and share it. So you guys take care, God bless, and always have hope. Bye-bye.